What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your Umbrella Spirit community leader, the Umbrella Roster 97 here, and I'm back here with another live stream. You have read that title. So, in today's live stream, I'll be giving a shout out to Juggalo Gamer 85. You heard it right here, folks. Today, I'll be giving a shout out to one Juggalo Gamer 85. And one thing that I gotta say right here, right now, is it's time to get the party started. So let me go ahead and see if I can actually activate my live chat. So that way people can actually comment. So give me 1 second. So that way I can actually activate my live chat. And there we go. That should be able to do the trick. So all I can really say right now is I just activated my live chat. So that way you people can actually comment in the live chat. So that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some people in the live chat, so that way I can actually check out their comments if they actually want to comment or not. So that's one thing that I do want to say. But going forward, I am gonna be doing this special live stream to a shout out to this certain individual which goes by the name of Juggalo Gamer 85. Which, by the way, the reason why I'm giving him a shout out is you could say that he is actually subscribed to my channel. I don't know too much about the guy, but you could say that I did a little bit of my research on this guy, and you could say that he's in a certain community. I'm not quite sure if I should actually say the name, but regardless, I will be giving him a shout out. So that's one thing that I do want to point out. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some people, so that way, they are able to express themselves in a way. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. But going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be, some people in the live chat, so that way they can actually express themselves or not. Yep. And I'm not quite sure if this certain individual is going to be coming to my live chat, but he's more than welcome to actually, say his piece if he actually wants to. But going forward, I am giving him a shout out because, he is subscribed to my channel, even though I don't know too much about the guy. But going forward, hopefully that he will be in the live chat if he actually chooses to. But thankfully, I did a little research on this guy. But at the same time, I do want to make sure if some people will be in the live chat, so that way they're able to say their piece on this if they actually choose to or not. Yep. But one thing that I want to be saying right now is I think you could say is in regards to the previous live stream, which is I believe it was yesterday. I will be getting into that in just a second. So all I can really say right now is I just never thought that, so many people were in my live chat, expressing themselves. And not to mention, I had some people into the streamer panel. So all I can really say right now is that was actually quite a surprise that, I actually did that live stream. Yep. But all I can really say right now is hopefully that this live stream will be, you could say interesting, but if some people will be in the live chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually wait for them so that way they can actually say their piece if they actually choose to or not. Yep. But going forward, all I can really say right now is it's great to see that some of you people are actually, enjoying these types of live streams. So that's one thing that I do want to clarify. But by all means, say whatever you want to say in the live chat. So, so that way this conversation can be interesting than ever before. And one thing that I do want to say right now is it was actually great to see that, some people are willing to join my streamer panels again. So, this is one thing that I want to continue, just myself doing some more streamer panels for some of you people to actually enjoy. So all I can really say right now is I'm doing all I can to actually do these types of live stream. And, there might be even a possibility that I might do, some other live streams. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. Yep. But going forward, give me 1 second. Okay, so I think I'm actually seeing a comment in the live chat, which I will get to in just a second, really quick. Okay, so let me see if I can actually see who is in the live chat. Okay, so I actually see it. So let me go ahead and see who's in the live chat. right now. We've got Samurai Red, the DX Files. How's it going? This is what you're saying right now. He's one of my top YouTubers as well. He is a funny dude. I can actually agree where you're actually coming from, Samurai Red. But all I can really say as of right now is I don't know too much about the guy. When it comes to Juggalo Gamer85. Like, I don't know that much about him, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But it was actually great to see that he's actually subscribed to my channel, even though I don't know too much about him. But I'm gonna take a guess really quick. Is you could say that I did a live stream, well, a certain birthday stream, you could say. So I think that's how he's actually subscribed to my channel. But I could be wrong on that. But this is just me just actually taking a guess. But anyways, let me go ahead and see who's in the live chat right now. We've got Olivia Rodrigo fan, aka Livy fan. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Livy. So all I can really say right now is hopefully that you are doing well for yourself. And one thing that I do want to say to you is I'm actually noticing that you're actually supporting me and my friends than ever before. I mean, what can I say? I mean, you're actually very new to our community. So you could say that you found my channel, and after that, you've actually supported, some of my other friends. So that's one thing that I want to give you a heads up on that, Livy. But all I can really say right now is, just keep doing what you're doing and just, support us if you actually want to do that. Because, you could say that you're welcome in our community as always. So yeah, by all means, you're more than welcome to actually express yourself. Not just you, but also Samurai Red if he actually chooses to. But then again, it has been quite a while since Samurai Red has actually, been in my live chat. So, you could say that he's been doing his own thing. And I'm not quite sure if he's going to be doing any content, but I do enjoy his content. I think throughout the majority of his time, I think he does a little bit of topic writing when it comes to, like actual videos and shorts in a way. So, yeah, that's one thing I got to give props to Samurai Red. And one thing that I want to say to you, Livy, is I believe you made a community post of, of you wanting me to add you into the live commentary list, which by the way, I've actually managed to make, put you in the live commentary list. But one thing I want to say to you, Livy, is I'm not quite sure what you're going to be doing for your future content. I mean, you could say that you have done a community post before, but hopefully that you will be able to make your own content. But if you actually want to have a chance to do that, I mean, it would be fantastic if you actually do your own content, but that's just up to you, Livy. Yep. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually let some people know that I'm currently live, and if they actually want to have a chance to say their piece, then they are more than welcome to do so. But I just never thought that my previous live stream, I would actually have like, so many people in my live chat. And not only that, but also I had some people into my streamer panel. So all I can really say right now is, I'm actually trying to bring those live streams back, trying to have some people into the streamer panel so that way they can actually say their piece. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say, but it's up to the people themselves if they actually want to, join my streamer panel. But if they want to be in my live chat, by all means, go for it. You're more than welcome to actually comment away, or should I say comment free, if you will. Yep. So all I can really say right now is hopefully that some people will be in the live chat so that way they can actually express themselves. So most likely I'm gonna go ahead and wait for some people so that way they can actually say their piece if they actually choose to. But going forward, all I can really say right now is in regards to this community, Umbrella Spirit community, you could say that this community has been going like pretty strong, but we're just trying to see if something new will be able to happen, like any new members or any, new videos, live streams, shorts, posts, or even possibility events. But I'm pretty sure that YouTube doesn't really have that option where you can set up your own YouTube event. I don't even know. But it would be cool if YouTube actually were to set something like that, YouTube event. But I'm pretty sure that they don't have that, which is quite unfortunate. But, that's just the way it is, though. Yep. But anyways, going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some people in the live chat because you people are just awesome. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to the people that are in the live chat as of right now. But going forward, I'm just gonna go ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be some more people, so that way we could talk about interesting topics. So, yep. But I think as of right now, I'm actually seeing that the both of you, both Samurai Red and Livy Fan are in the live chat. So by all means, say whatever you want to say in the live chat, and I'll be able to actually check it out. And one thing that I do want to say right now is I'm not quite sure if members of the community are going to be in the live chat, more specifically Umbrella Spear, but that's up to them if they actually want to be in my live chat to actually express themselves, if you may. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if there will be some people in the live chat. Yep. But anyways, let's see if we can actually try to keep this conversation going because, I actually want to talk about random topics besides, I mean, it is good to give a shout out to one Juggalo Gamer85, but at the same time, I actually want to make this live stream, more interesting than ever before. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Yep. But anyways, I think I've already let certain people know that I'm currently live as of right now. So if they actually want to say their actual piece, then by all means, I just sent them, I sent some people the YouTube link so that way they can actually know that I'm currently live as of right now. Yep. And by the way, if this person, Juggalo Gamer 85, happens to watch this live stream, then by all means check out this live stream because I've actually am giving him a shout out. So yeah. All I can really say right now is again, I don't know too much about the guy. I've actually never had a conversation with the guy, but I'm not quite sure if he actually does know how to join, streamer panels. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Samurai Red is saying right now. Have you heard of Black Saint King Magician? He's another good YouTuber. Well, to answer your question, Samurai Red, I've heard a little bit about him. I would give him a shout out, but unfortunately, I don't know him all that much. So just to let you know about that, I think, if I were to, do a shout out stream to Black Saint King Magician, then I will do a shout out live stream to him, but at the same time, he has to subscribe to my channel and I have to get to know him more. So to answer your question, Seven Red, I do heard about the guy, but I just don't know too much about him, unfortunately. So I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. But maybe that day will happen, but I just have to get to know Black Saint King Magician first. So just to give you a heads up on that, Samurai Red. But who knows? Maybe that day will happen, but I just have to get to know him more. So hopefully that answers your question. So yeah, I might consider doing it in the future, but at the same time, I have to get to know him first. So just to give you a heads up on that. Yep. But anyways, I just want to make sure if Livy is gonna be saying her piece in live chat. I'm not quite sure if she is. So Livy, if you're actually watching this live stream as of right now, you're more than welcome to actually say your piece in live chat if you actually choose to. So by all means, say whatever you want to say. So that way we can actually talk about random topics in a way. Yep. So anyways, hopefully that some more people will happen to be in the live chat, so that way they can actually say their actual piece. And yeah. But anyways, I'm not quite sure what else to talk about, but I just want to get this live stream out of the way so that way I can actually give a shout out to, again, Juggalo Gamer 85. Don't know too much about the guy, and I don't think he does streamer streams, so I think he just does regular content, but from what I heard, I think he actually joins actual streamer streams, but as a guest though. So I don't think he does his own streamer streams in a way. But who knows? If he happens to be in my live chat, then he's more than welcome to actually join my streamer panel. But again, I don't think he really knows me all that much. He is subscribed to my channel, but at the same time, I don't fully know him that much. And to be honest, I don't know if he has like any social media platforms like Facebook, Discord, or Instagram. So that's just up to him, of course. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to point out to the people that are watching this right now. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my updates right now on my private DMs. Give me 1 second just to make sure. Okay, so far I'm not receiving anything as of right now. Alrighty then, but hopefully that some people will happen to be in the live chat, so that way they can actually say their piece if they actually choose to. Yep. But usually, this is just my own personal opinion. Usually, 9 times out of 10, the Umbrella Spirit community members would be in the live chat. But if they're actually busy as of right now, then I can't really say anything about that. But that's just up to them if they actually want to express themselves or not. Yep. But at the same time, I can just tell by my audience, they just, prefer me doing streamer streams a lot more than gaming streams. At the same time, I would consider doing like gaming streams again, but to be honest, I'm not quite sure when I'll be doing another gaming stream because I know for a fact that, my subscribers slash supporters, they actually want me to do streamer streams again, which by the way, that's what I'm actually doing. Yep. Because I know for a fact that, the people, would actually be enjoying that. Yep. But at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if some more people are gonna be saying their piece in live chat because I do enjoy if people were to say their piece and I'll be able to check it out, address it, and say my piece on that. Yep. So by all means, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if some people will happen to be in the live chat. So more or less, I'm gonna go ahead and let them know so that way they can know that I'm actually live as of right now. Yep. And by the way, I think most likely I'll look more into Juggalo Gamer85. And from what I've heard, I think he does like workout videos. Like I said, I don't know too much about the guy, so I'm gonna look more into his channel, but I'm pretty certain that he does work out and and stuff like that. But it's always good to be working out, so that way you can actually, buff up your muscles and actually lose some weight. So yeah, that's one thing I can definitely respect, especially from Juggalo Gamer 85. Yep. But anyways, I'm actually seeing that I think so many people are just watching but not commenting all that much. But at the same time, one thing that I want to be saying right now is I'm gonna keep this live stream going so that way, more people know that I'm actually live. But at the same time, usually I don't want to like, do an actual live stream if, not a lot of people are going to be in my live chat because, it kind of makes the live stream boring if not a lot of people are going to be in the live chat, but that's up to them if they actually choose to or not. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and just be waiting to make sure if, some people are going to be coming into the live chat, actually say their piece and whatnot. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to some of the people that are just watching this right now. Yep. So by all means, just say your piece and I'm gonna see if I can at least try to have some people into the streamer panel, but if not, then I can't really say anything about that. But it's up to them, of course. But at the same time, it's always good to see that if some people were to join my streamer panels, they can say their piece and stuff like that. But I think, in my own personal opinion, I think my streamer streams are a lot more interesting if I were to have some people into the streamer panel. I think that would make it a lot more interesting than ever before. I mean, when it comes to like actual solo streams, it can be entertaining at times, but at the same time, sometimes solo streams can be a bit boring in my own personal opinion. But that's just me, of course. So at the same time, I actually want to have topic writing when it comes to these types of streams, like solo streams, or even or it's like how the Funny Guy 9000 would say, crossover streams. Which, by the way, that is one thing I could definitely agree when it comes to Funny Guy, and thankfully he has been a good friend of me, which I do appreciate. So all I can really say right now is, for the most part, you could say that Funny Guy is just doing his own thing, and can't wait to see what his content is going to be doing and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely can't wait for his upcoming content. And that's one thing I want to say to Funny Guy is there are times where he just does like he does have topic writing when it comes to like videos, live streams, and whatnot, and that's one thing I can definitely respect when it comes to Funny Guy. So yeah. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing these days, but at the same time, it would be, cool if I were to catch up with him, especially, in his own live streams. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say in regards to Funny Guy. He's a pretty cool guy to get to know. But all I can really say right now is, hopefully he's doing his own thing for the most part. And hopefully that there will be a time where I can actually join his upcoming live streams. But we'll just have to wait and see if that will happen. So just to give you people a heads up on that, we're gonna have to wait and see if that day will happen or so. Yep. But anyways, until further notice, hopefully that some people will be able to actually, comment what they're going to be saying in the live chat, and hopefully that some of the members of Umbrella Spirit community will be in the live chat to actually express themselves. Because all I can really say right now is, throughout these, years on YouTube, I'm not going to say too much. I just never thought that I would actually have like my own community. Well, this one obviously, well, you could say that it was Spear 21's idea in the first place, So you could say that this was, our idea, Umbrella Spear. But thankfully, I've got my own community as a backup, which is the Umbrella Corporation. Which, by the way, all I can really say right now is I'm just going to be focusing on Umbrella Spear, and also you've got this one, Gold Spear community. Yep. So for that one, you could say that the leaders are, both Jackal Gold Kick and Spirited 21, of course. But they're doing their own thing for the most part. But you could say, in my own personal opinion, we're gonna focus on one community at a time. But mostly for me, I'm gonna be just handling Umbrella Spirit community. So yeah, a lot more than the Umbrella Corporation. So all I can really say right now is, I believe I said this one time before, is I'm actually putting that community on hold for now, so that way I can focus on Umbrella Spirit community. And I'm really crossing my fingers that Spirit 21 can actually handle both of these communities, both Umbrella Spirit community and Gold Spirit community. But if Spirit 21 does need help with these types of communities, I'll do everything in my power to actually help them out. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to point out. But you could say for the most part, we're just doing our own thing. And yeah, that's one thing that I do want to point out, if anything. Yep. But going forward, give me one second. I think certain people are actually know that they got the link to this live stream, and if they actually want to say their piece, then by all means, just go for it. Yep. But anyways, I just have to double check on something really quick just to make sure certain people actually got the YouTube links if they actually want to say their piece. So yeah, just let me double check on something really quick just to make sure. Okay, that's all I wanted to actually check out really quick. Okay, so hopefully that some more people are going to be in the live chat so that way they can actually express themselves. And all I can really say right now is I'll have to think about it if I actually want to have some people into the streamer panel. Like, you could say the previous live stream. I mean, I'm not quite sure. I'll have to think about it. But if you could say, if this individual, Juggalo Gamer85, if he happens to be in my live chat, then I'd be more than happy to actually let him into the streamer panel. But my question is, I'm not quite sure if I actually seen him join an actual streamer panel, but that's entirely up to him, of course. But one thing that I gotta give credit where credit is due is I just never thought that he would actually be working out. Like he's got like those buffed up muscles, and not to mention, he's actually been losing a lot of weight. So that's one thing I could definitely respect when it comes to Juggalo Gamer 85. Yeah, I gotta give him respect for that. That he actually does like to work out. Yep. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at some other things really quick, and I think most likely I'll let some other people know if they actually want to join if they actually want the link to my live stream. So give me one second, and I'll be able to let them know about that. Yep. Okay, so all I can really say right now is I think that some of you people are just watching but not commenting. But at the same time, there's nothing to hold back. If you actually want to say your piece, then actually go for it in a way. Yep. But anyways, let me go ahead and see if I can actually check out some other things really quick. And by the way, this is actually one thing that I do want to be addressing is most likely I might consider, promoting his YouTube channel if some people actually want to go ahead and check out his channel, which by the way, I believe I'm subscribed to his channel, and I'll look more into his content, and I'll be just watching it and enjoying his content. Yep. So, anyways, all I can really say right now is hopefully that something new will be happening in this live stream, and hopefully that some people will be able to say their piece if they actually choose to. Yep. So, anyways, all I can really say right now is I'm just really crossing my fingers that some people will be in the live chat. But if not a lot of people are going to be in the live chat, then I guess I have no choice. I guess you could say that I might have to, not keep this live stream, unfortunately. This is one thing that I don't want to do, but at the same time, I want to see if some people are going to be in the live chat so that way this live stream becomes more interesting than ever. But this is one thing that I'm just trying to be waiting to make sure if, certain people, in Umbrella Spirit community actually want to be in the live chat. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying, but give me 1 second just to make sure if, is it just me? I think I'm actually seeing a new person in the live chat really quick. All right, give me 1 second really quick just to make sure. Okay, so I think I'm actually seeing a new person in the live chat. Okay, so give me 1 second and okay, I found it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up his comment right here, right now. We've got Abstract Tom. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Abstract Tom. So all I can really say right now is hopefully that you are doing well for yourself. So that's one thing that I want to be saying to you. So all I can really say right now is hopefully that you are just doing your own thing. And one thing that I do want to say to you really quick. Give me 1 second. Let me just refresh this page really quick. Alrighty then. Just want to make sure. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this should be able to do it. Okay. I just want to make sure if this is actually you. But anyways, after Tom, all I can really say right now is since you're actually here, I guess I'll leave it up to you if you actually want to talk about, just random topics. So, anyways, let me see what you're saying right now in the live chat. I seen the Minecraft movie. It was very cheesy. All I can really say right now, Astra Tom, is I can understand where you're actually coming from, but one thing that I want to say in regards to the Minecraft movie is I've been hearing that it has some mixed reviews in a way. I guess you could say that the critics may dislike it, but at the same time, the audiences must enjoy it that much. And you could even say that it's doing well in the box office. But if I'm going to be humbly honest with you, Astro Tom, Minecraft is based on a video game, not a movie. So I don't understand why that was necessary. But you could say that people have their own opinions when it comes to that. But you know, that's one thing I want to say when it comes to the Minecraft movie. But anyways, let me see what you're saying right now, Astro Tom. But in a good way. All I can really say right now, Astro Tom, is you did say it is very cheesy, but in a good way. So what you're actually trying to say right now is the movie is cheesy, but at the same time, you're saying this in a good way. Okay, then. So I do appreciate where you're actually coming from. So yeah. But anyways, I think most likely I'm going to go ahead and actually check out some more of your comments. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. Yep. Okay, give me 1 second so that way I can actually see if there's gonna be another comment from you, Astra Tom. So I don't think I'm actually seeing a new comment as of right now. So by all means, go ahead and just say whatever you want to say. Check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and see what Libby Fan is saying right now. Hey Umbrella, do you eat hot wings? Okay, so to answer your question, Libby fan, all I can really say right now is yes, I actually do eat hot wings. All I can really say right now is I actually prefer, mild hot wings. And you could say to some certain extent, some spicy hot wings, you could say. But for the most part, I just prefer mild in a way. So just to make sure that they are not spicy. But you could say that people have their own tastes, you could say, and they actually want to prefer, mild or even, spicy. So all I can really say right now is I hope that actually answers your question in a way, Livy. So by all means, if you actually want to just ask me some fun questions, then you're more than welcome to actually say your piece in the live chat. So, I don't think there's anything holding you back there, Libby, because you have been strongly supporting my content, which I do appreciate. But all I can really say right now, Libby, is we should definitely see if we can try to keep this conversation going because you're actually asking me some very interesting questions. So yeah, by all means, just say whatever you want. Not only you, but also Attra Tom. But I think for the most part, I think Asha Tom strongly supports my content as well because you could say that usually I do see him in my live chats quite a lot. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say in regards to Asha Tom. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be some more comments from you people. So by all means, say whatever you want to say because you people are just awesome. Yep. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. But anyways, I'm gonna go and see what Asha Tom is saying right now. I'm currently reading a book called Farmer Boy, written by Laura Wilder, illustrated by Garth Williams. Okay, then. All I can really say in regards to that, Asha Tom, is I did say the name Laura Wilder, but I actually can't say her middle name. So if I happen to skip her middle name, then I do apologize. But all I can really say right now is I don't know how to say that middle name correctly. So I do apologize, but you know, all I can really say right now is I'm just gonna stick with both the first and last name, if that makes any sense to you, Asha Tom, because there are certain words that I don't understand. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from, Asha Tom. Yep. But going forward, all I can really say right now is at least I managed to, said the actual name correctly, if that makes any sense to you. Yep. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if Libby Fan is gonna be saying her piece, but if not, I guess I'll just let Asha Tom say his own piece. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Okay, so I think I'm actually seeing a new comment as of right now. I will get to that in just a second, but there's actually some other things that I do want to say. Wait, give me one second really quick. Okay, never mind. I thought I have to say something, but at the same time, you could say that I was actually looking through my DMs, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that because I actually want to focus on this live stream. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying. Yep. Okay, so just give me one second really quick. So just to make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and see what Libby fan is saying right now. Why is there two Astra Toms in the live chat? This is what Astra Tom is saying right now. I was chatting on my other account in the stream. Okay, so all I can really say right now, Livy, is hopefully that answers your question in regards to Astra Tom's, comment just now. So all I can really say right now is this is one thing that I have been noticing is you could say that Astra Tom, he does currently have like two channels in a way. So you could say one main one and the other one a backup. So just to give you a heads up on that, Livy. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep up with, two Astra Toms, but I'm pretty sure that you will get used to it in a way. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Astra Tom is saying right now. Have you ever read the Little House book series by Laura Wilder? All I can really say as of right now, Astra Tom, is I don't know too much about that, unfortunately. But all I can really say right now is, this is one thing I want to say right now. I never actually heard of these, book series, if anything. So just to give you a heads up on that. So I don't know too much about that, if I'm gonna be honest with you, but that's just my own honest opinion. But you're more than welcome to actually, say your piece if you actually, want to, of course. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Yep. But anyways, I think I'm actually seeing some new people in the live chat. Okay, so let me go ahead and see who's in the live chat right here, right now. Hey Zach D, what's up, man? Yo, sir, I knew you were gonna say that, Zach, because you could say that should be like your new catchphrase. I mean, I said it once and I will say it again. That should be your new catchphrase from now on, especially in like live chats. But one thing that I have been noticing about you, Zach, is usually when you're in my live chat, you just like to say that certain catchphrase. But in my own personal opinion, that should suit you. I know I said it in the past, but in my own personal opinion, that should suit you more. I mean, who knows? That should be like your new catchphrase, especially in your own, films and stuff like that. But that's entirely up to you, of course. Yep. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and see who's in the live chat. Okay, so let me see who is here, right now. Girl, what's going on? It's none other than Kenzie Joy 230. Anyways, all I can really say as of right now is great to see you right now, Kenzie. So hopefully that you are doing well for yourself. And all I can really say right now is you could say it has been a while since you were in my live chat, or hasn't it? Or there is a possibility that you actually did make an appearance in my live chat, which was, I believe it was like yesterday. I believe, I don't even know. But all I can really say right now is, it's great to be seeing you right now. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But going forward, I think I'm gonna go ahead and see what Astra Tom is saying right now in the live chat. Okay, give me 1 second so that way I can actually find his comment really quick. Okay, so I actually see it. So let me see what Astra Tom is saying right now. I'm visually impaired, but not like Funny Guy since I'm not getting accommodated for it. Okay, then. All I can really say as of right now, Astra Tom, is I never thought that you were actually visually impaired. Like, I did not see that coming. So you could say that to a certain extent that you and Funny Guy can be related in a way. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. So all I can really say right now is in regards to Funny Guy is he has been a good friend of mine, and I'm just really hoping that I can actually have a chance to, be in his live streams and actually promote his live streams. Yep. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments from some of you people in the live chat, because you people are just awesome, and that's one thing that I do want to be saying. So yeah. But anyways, Kenzie, since you're actually here in the live chat, you can actually explain to me if things have been like going well for you. And one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Kenzie, is hopefully that you are enjoying, the community that I've actually brought back, which is Umbrella Spirit community. I know that you actually said that you enjoy these three communities, but not just this one, but also the Gold Spirit community and finally the Umbrella Corporation. But all I can really say as of right now, Kenzie, is hopefully that you are enjoying these types of communities, mostly both of these, Umbrella Spirit community and the Gold Spirit community. So that's one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Kenzie. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying. Yep. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and see what Astra Tom is saying in the live chat. So just give me 1 second, really quick. Okay, so let me see what Astra Tom is saying right now. On my DL license, it says I'm visually impaired. Okay, then. All I can really say as of right now, Achatom, is thanks for actually giving me an update on that. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But going forward, all I can really say right now is, just do what you got to do in a way. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if some more people are gonna be commenting in the live chat, because overall you people are just awesome. So thankfully, this is one thing that I do want to be saying right now is At least Kenzie Joy 230 was in the live chat. So yeah. So all I can really say in regards to you, Kenzie, is thankfully you were in my live chat. At one point I was gonna end this live stream, but thankfully I don't have to do that anymore because you're actually in my live chats. You actually, like to be in my live chat, actually watch my content. And that's one thing that I gotta give props to you, Kenzie. Yep. And one thing that I also want to say to you, Kenzie, is I hope that, I'm not quite sure if you were in the live chat, but to the previous live stream, but if you can, you're always welcome to actually watch that live stream if you actually choose to. So you could say that I've actually had like myself and two people, and there was a lot of people in the live chat that were commenting. Like I never thought that I would actually have that many people in my live chat. Like I was just like surprised, like very surprised. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying. But all I can really say right now is I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if the, if there's gonna be some, comments in the live chat. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see really quick because I'm just doing all I can to make sure we can keep this conversation interesting. If there's more comments in the live chat, then it makes it interesting. But anyways, let me see who's in the live chat right here, right now. We've got my boy Spirit21 is in the house. Spear dude, spear dude, spear dude. Anyways, all I can really say right here, right now is it's great to see you, Spear Dude. So, yep, that's one thing that I want to be saying. But all I can really say right now is it's definitely, great to see you as of right now, Spear Dude. And by the way, Spear Dude, since you're actually here in my live chat, I actually have some things that I do want to be addressing. So, originally, I was going to be talking about this topic, but I will get to that in just a second. Okay, then. So, give me 1 second, really quick. But before I get to your comments, Beer Dude, I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually, get to some of these new comments from Astra Tom. Give me 1 second, really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Astra Tom is saying right now. Do you know how to play solitaire? Okay, this is what he also said. Or crazy eights. Okay, so one thing that I want to say in regards to that, Astra Tom, is I heard a little bit about solitaire, but I don't know too much about Crazy Eight. So to answer that type of question, I know about the first one, but I don't know too much about the second one. So I hope that actually answers your question. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. But anyway, Spirit Dude, back to you. So one thing that I want to say right now is I've actually seen some of your new recent videos. So originally I was going to talk about this topic, but I might as well address it. So you could say that in one of your videos, since you're actually in the live chat. So what I'm going to say right now? Oh yes. So one thing I want to say right now is in one of your new recent videos, you did say that you're actually having a hard time with Instagram. That's quite unfortunate. I always thought that, Instagram would always be on your side and you wouldn't have any problems, but it's just quite unfortunate that it would be like this. And the worst part is this is one thing that I have been noticing. It's like you're not even allowed to contact certain people. It's like they have to contact you, but you can't contact them. It's like, really, Instagram? Why in the actual hell would you actually do this? It's like this is one thing I want to say to you, Spirit Dude, is you actually have the right to actually talk with anybody on Instagram. But in my own personal opinion, I just feel that Instagram wants to censor you. And if that's the case, then screw them. Like for real. And Spirit Dude, if Instagram keeps doing this to you, then I just recommend trying other social media platforms because if Instagram is going to be doing this to you, then I highly recommend that you try some other social media platforms. You could say one of them being Discord. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. But my question to you, Spear Dude, is has Facebook Messenger have they done this to you? I just want to make sure because if that's the case, then they can also screw themselves as well. Because this is one thing that I'm not gonna tolerate. Like for real. If Instagram is gonna be, censoring my boy, my best friend Spirit 21, that is one thing that I'm not gonna tolerate. And if they are literally gonna be doing this, then I might as well call out Instagram for this. Because this is one thing that I am not gonna tolerate whatsoever. like for real. And Spirited, I'm pretty sure that even you would even, say your piece in the live chat. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and see what Astra Tom is saying right now. Do you know how to shuffle cards? Okay, so to answer your question, Astra Tom, all I can really say right now is I do know how, but it can be a bit hard in a way. Like, for example, I even tried to shuffle some cards based on Yu-Gi-Oh! And if I'm gonna be humbly honest with you, Astra Tom, it's just, a bit hard. I tried doing that, but all I can really say right now is it's a bit difficult at this point. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from, Master Tom. I at least try, but it's just it can be a bit it can be a bit difficult. But that's just me, of course. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be a new comment really quick. Okay, so I'm actually looking at Spirit 21's comments, so I will get to that. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Spirit 21 is saying right now. Right, it's ridiculous that Instagram keeps doing this to me, and I haven't had any problems with Facebook Messenger before. I see. All I can really say as of right now, Spirit Dude, is if Instagram keeps literally doing this to you, I mean, you could try to create another Instagram, but if that doesn't work, all I can really say right now is just delete it, just get rid of it, just stick with Facebook Messenger. And if you actually want some help, I can actually help you how to create a Discord account, if anything. I mean, by all means, I actually am on, Facebook, Discord, and Instagram. So just to give you a heads up on that. I could even teach you a thing or two about Discord. I know you don't know too much about it, Spirit Dude, but by all means, I can even help you because what can I say? You're my boy, or rather, you're actually my best friend. That's one thing I want to say to you, Spirit Dude. And one thing that I do want to be addressing is I believe in one of your videos, I think you actually said that you even tried to contact, the other leader. You know, I will be saying his name in just a second, but I'm pretty sure you know who exactly I'm referring to. So I will get to that in just a second, really quick. So yeah, and I will get to some other videos that you have been doing, Spirit Dude. So not to worry, I will get to that in just a second. But first things first, I actually want to talk about the whole Instagram situation first, because as of right now, I just find this very ridiculous. And this is one thing I want to say right here, right now. If Instagram is literally going to keep on doing this type of, bullshit to you, I will be making a live stream and actually calling them out for the bullshit. Like, I will be doing that. Yep. But anyways, getting back to the original topic at hand. So this is one thing that I do want to say to you in regards to you, Spirit. So one thing I want to say to you is, I believe in one of your videos, you actually said that even you tried to contact TD Venom, but to no avail though. But it would be just amazing if you can actually have that chance to actually contact TD Venom through Instagram. But Spirit, if I'm not mistaken, I believe TD Venom is on other social media platforms. I believe recently he's on, Twitch and this newer website. I believe it's called Blue Sky in a way. But I think you might need to make some accounts on those social media platforms. I'm not even quite sure, but when it comes to Twitch, don't know too much about it. Same thing with Blue Sky. If I'm gonna be humbly honest with you, Blue Sky is like very new. I don't know too much about it, but I'm just actually trying to point out the facts in a way. So by all means, Spirit, it's up to you if you actually want to make some accounts like on those social media platforms, especially Blue Sky, but I'm not even quite sure. So yeah. But I do have another suggestion of what you actually want to do. You can even try to talk with TD Venom if both of you can actually be on what's the website called? Oh yes, X, formerly known as Twitter in a way. If I'm gonna be honest, I just prefer the original name, Twitter. When it comes to X, if I'm gonna be honest, that name is just flat out generic. Like it really is. It's like, what kind of website is called X? I mean, I've got nothing against like the website in general, but I just don't like how Elon Musk actually, would change the brand from Twitter all the way to X. Like for me personally, that name is just flat out generic. Like, come on. It's like, just go back to the original name. Go back to Twitter. It's a lot more better. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say in regards to that. But I don't even know. I don't even like the name to be honest. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what Spirit 21 is saying right now. I understand what you mean, man. This way also said, yeah, X is a dumb name. Twitter was a way better name. Yep, I can honestly agree where you're coming from, Spiritu. So all I can really say right now is I can definitely understand your points of view when what you're saying right now in the live chat. But all I can really say right now is you could definitely try to work this out with Instagram. But if it doesn't work, then I'll do everything in my power to actually help you out. I mean, after all, Spiritu, we are both the leaders of the Umbrella Spirit community. I mean, yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying. So all I can really say right now is I definitely got your back. So yep, that's one thing that I do want to point out. But anyways, let me go ahead and see who is in the live chat right now. We've got Pink Lives Matter, aka Kevin Daddy. How's it going? Okay, this is what you're saying right now. Go to Lobster Factory. Wow, Kevin. I know what you're trying to do right as of right now, Kevin. You're trying to get me to laugh, especially since you like to use that word lobster quite a lot. I mean, all I can really say as of right now, Kevin, is you always find a way to make me laugh. And that's one thing that I got to give respect to you because, one thing I want to say right now is you always find a way to make people laugh. And, that's one thing that I like about you, Kevin. You know, there are times where you just like to make people laugh, especially when it comes to me and other people they're actually cool with. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say when it comes to you, Kevin. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what Libby fan is saying right now. Twitter sucks. I actually have to agree where you're actually coming from, Libby. Well, you could say that back then Twitter used to be something, but as of right now, when compared to today, like the new brand X, the name is flat out ridiculous. Like for real. And in my own personal opinion, they could have literally just kept the name Twitter, not X. Like that is just stupid in my opinion. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying, but I guess we're gonna have to be, getting used to that name from now on. Some people may not like that name, but it's gonna have to be the way it is, unfortunately. In my own personal opinion, it needs to go back to, the brand Twitter. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Why? Because Elon Musk literally, changed everything. And that's quite unfortunate. So, yep, that's one thing I want to be saying. But, anyways, let me go ahead and get back to you, Spiritu. So, one thing that I do want to say in regards to you, all I can really say right now is hopefully that you can understand where I'm actually coming from. But one thing that I want to be saying when it comes to you, Spirit Dude, is I'm really hoping that you can actually resolve this situation on Instagram, whenever possible. But at the same time, just take my advice and actually, try some other social media platform. You know, maybe not Twitch, but at the same time, try to see if you could try, Blue Sky and stuff like that. And try to see if you can try to convince TD Venom to make sure if he can, make a Twitter, actually scratch that X account. I'm not quite sure if you actually have that spirit, but that's up to you of what you actually want to do. Because I know that in one of your videos, you actually want to stay in contact with TD Venom, and I'll do everything in my power to actually help you out with that. Because I know for a fact that TD Venom is one of the leaders in our community, but you could say that he's just been doing his own thing, when it comes to like music wise, but at the same time, I actually do miss TD Venom and our community, of course. But who knows? Maybe eventually he may be able to come back, but all we can really do right now is just wait and see if that will actually happen. So yeah. So all I can really say as of right now is we're gonna have to wait and see if that actually will be happening, of course. Yep. But anyways, hopefully that some of you people are actually enjoying yourselves in the live chat. So all I can really say as of right now is this is one thing that I have been noticing in regards to TD Venom is I believe he's actually making some videos again, but I think he did say that he's only doing it when it's absolutely necessary. But it's actually great to see that he's actually doing some videos again. So that's one thing that I got to give props to him in a way. So all I can really say as of right now is I believe he's at 4,000 subscribers, and Spirited, hopefully that you can actually reach that goal, 4,000 subscribers as well, because you've actually put hard work and dedication into your very own YouTube channel. I'm not quite sure when you actually made your YouTube channel. I'll have to look into that, but you can even tell me behind the scenes in a way. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to point out to you, Spirited. Yep. Wait, give me 1 second. There's something I have to check up on. Okay, I'm actually receiving some DMs from Discord. This is one thing I want to say. It's like, why are so many people actually messaging me? I'm actually doing a live stream. Give me 1 second. Let me provide them the YouTube link so that way they can be in the live chat. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll be able to let them know about this. So yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Kevin is saying right here, right now. You need to eat lobster on a stream. Wow, I know what you're trying to do, Kevin, and all I can really say right now is I believe it's working, that you're actually just trying to get me to laugh my ass off. I mean, what can I say? I mean, if some of you people in the live chat actually interacted with Kevin Daddy in the live chat, I gotta be honest, he knows how to make your day laugh. And that's one thing that I gotta give, respect to Kevin. I mean, if you say anything to Kevin, he'll do everything, you know, he'll do everything what he can to make you laugh. I mean, he'll literally do it. He will be able to make you laugh. So, all I can really say right now is just try it and, he'll literally make you, laugh in a way. Oh boy, here we go. Let me see what Kevin is saying right now in the live chat. Okay, so this is what he's saying right now. Lobster reaction. Wow, Kevin. All I can really say right now is, I just love it when you do whatever you can to try to troll me in my own live chat. I mean, is it just me or is Kevin literally trying to make this, live stream into a comedy stream? Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, Kevin, it's working because, you're actually just doing everything what you can to make my stream funny. I mean, what can I say? You're just a funny person to be around. And that's one thing I got to give props to you, Kevin. So by all means, if you want to just keep being funny in the live chat, just say your piece because one thing that I want to say right now is I can actually handle jokes. So yeah, I can actually take a joke. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. So anyways, I think I'm gonna go and see there's gonna be some more comments in the live chat really quick. Okay, so far I'm not really seeing anything as of right now. So I think most likely I'm gonna go ahead and see what Kevin's gonna be saying in the live chat. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and actually say some of these comments because so many people are just awesome, and that's one thing that I want to be saying. Yep. Okay, so give me 1 second, so that way I can make sure there's gonna be some people in the live chat really quick. So by all means, go ahead and say whatever you need to say in the live chat. Yep. But it's actually good that I can actually take a joke on like certain people. I'm not gonna say names, but yeah, I can actually handle a joke. So but it's always good to be telling jokes so that way we can actually have our own sense of humor. Yep. So, anyways, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and see what Abstract Tom is saying right now. I'm back. Okay then. But anyways, it's actually good to see they're actually back right now, Tom. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually save your comment really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more people in the live chat, so that way they can actually express themselves. But I'm not quite sure if Spirit 21 is still in the live chat, but I did ask him some important things in a way. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying, of course. I'm not quite sure if he's in the live chat, but I really hope he takes my advice of, if he actually wants to make an account on, different social media platforms, of course. But that's up to him, of course. But I highly recommend that he should, make these types of new accounts on these social media platforms, especially on Blue Sky. Like if he wants to talk to TD Venom, like again, he should make a, Blue Sky account. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what Kevin Daddy is saying right now. I'm front, eat a lobster in a restaurant. Wow. All I can really say as of right now, Kevin, you definitely got me there. It's like, oh boy, it's actually very funny that you actually said that. I think what you meant to say is you're actually in front of a line, in a restaurant, trying to eat a lobster in a restaurant, you're actually trying to eat an actual lobster. And that's one thing that I have to give respect to you, Kevin. Is like overall, you're just like funny to be around. You honestly are, and that's one thing that I want to say in regards to you. So by all means, I'm gonna go ahead and see if you have any more jokes to say in the live chat, Kevin, because as of right now, you're literally getting me to laugh my ass off, and that's one thing that I want to say to you, Kevin. Is like you know how to make people funny. Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna go to see if there's gonna be some other people in the live chat. I'm not quite sure if Spirit 21 is in the live chat or if who else is in the live chat. Oh yes, Kenzie Joy 230, I believe. So I want to make sure if Kenzie Joy 230 is gonna be there or Spirit 21. I'm not even sure. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if either of them are gonna be in the live chat, of course. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I'm not even sure, but if Spirit 21 is actually busy right now, then most likely I'll be able to discuss with him about this behind the scenes in a way. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Yep. But anyways, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so I'm actually seeing a comment from Kevin Daddy, so let me go ahead and see what he's saying right now. Resident Evil zombie with lobster hand. Wow. All I can really say right now, Kevin, is that is literally a new one. Like an actual Resident Evil zombie with a lobster hand. Wow. All I can really say right now is, that is quite unfortunate that you would actually be saying that, Kevin, because, it's like, oh boy, it's like, that is just straight up funny. Like an actual Resident Evil zombie within, an actual lobster hand. It's like, oh boy, like is it just me or do you even like that? I don't even know. Okay, let me see what you're saying right now, Kevin. You probably eat it, then kill it. Wow. All I can really say as of right now, Kevin, is that's actually funny, but I don't even know, but yeah. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is you definitely know how to make my live stream, comedy in a way. And that's one thing that I got to give props to you, Kevin, because, you just always find a way to make it about comedy. That's one thing that I got to give, respect about you, of course. Yep. But anyways, hold on a second. I'm actually seeing a new person really quick in the live chat. Let me verify this is actually the real person really quick. Okay. Okay. So I believe it is. Okay, then. So I'm gonna go ahead and see who is in the live chat right here, right now. We've got Mike Miguel Ribas Garage Cave. How's it going? Okay, this is what you said right now. Hi, Umbrella. All I can really say is this is actually the very first time that you're in my live chat right now. I'll just call you Miguel. So I hope I got your full name correctly, but I think as of right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just call you Miguel because that YouTube name is actually pretty long. So all I can really say right now is, this is just a surprise that this is like literally your first time in my live chat. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to this comment in just a second. I believe it's from Livy, so give me 1 second just to make sure if I can get to, you know, her comment really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Livy fan is saying right now. That's a funny guy supporter. Okay, then all I can really say as of right now, Livy, is thanks for giving me a heads up on that. And you could say that I spoke to a funny guy about this behind the scenes, and all I can really say right now is one thing that I have been noticing is that is more or less, a member or rather an ally of the Week Club. So you could say, I believe I've seen Miguel in Funny Guys, live chats before. So, I actually believe it, you know. So all I can really say, so one thing I want to say as of right now, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so in regards to Miguel, this is like your very first time, and most likely I will be able to, make you a moderator. So more or less, I'll make you a mod because you are actually one of Funny Guy's supporters, which, by the way, is actually great to see that you're actually here. Yep. So give me 1 second, and I'll be able to actually make this happen in a way. Okay, so let me make sure if I can actually get this correctly really quick. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and actually see these comments because you people are just awesome really quick. So that's one thing that I want to say right now. Yep. So, anyways, all I can really say right now is I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments, especially from Kevin Daddy. Like, if he wants to keep making this live stream into a comedy stream, then by all means, just go for it because I actually don't mind if Kevin wants to make things funny. You know, I like him, and I just love it when he actually tells jokes. So yeah, and you could say, I guess you could say that Kevin does whatever he can to make people's days better in a way. I guess you could say when it comes to Kevin, it's like I guess you could say that he actually cares about people, and you could say whenever he sees someone sad, I guess you could say that Kevin does whatever he can to make that person, happy or rather laughing in a way. So you could say first he'll make them happy and eventually he'll make them laugh. And that's one thing that I got to give respect to Kevin. I'm not quite sure if Kevin is in the live chat, but I'm pretty sure that even Kevin would actually agree with me on this. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if he's in the live chat, but I don't even know. But if I'm gonna be humbly honest with the people, it's kind of hard to keep up with Kevin's time zone because let's be honest, he's actually not in the USA. He's actually in the UK. So it's kind of hard to keep up with Kevin Daddy's time zone in a way. But I don't even know. But that's just Kevin for you. He's actually a cool guy to get to know, but it's kind of hard to keep up with his time zone sometimes. So if that makes any sense to some of you people in the live chat, I don't know. But at the same time, I have to start getting used to Kevin Daddy's like own time zone in a way. I might not get used to it, but eventually, I might eventually get used to it eventually. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to some of the people in the live chat, of course. Yep. But I'm not even quite sure at this point. But if some people actually want to just, say some more stuff, then by all means, go ahead and say some more things in the live chat because what can I say? You people are just awesome. I mean, for starters. And one thing that I want to say right now is I just want to make sure if, some people are going to be, saying their piece in the live chat, of course. Yep. Okay, so let me go ahead and check out some things really quick just to make sure. Alrighty then. Okay, so just wanted to make sure something really quick. Okay, and by the way, I think I might be providing a certain YouTube link. Give me 1 second so that way I can actually make sure really quick. Okay, so just give me 1 second so that way I can actually get this started really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Miguel is saying right now. I had Carl Jr.'s. Okay, then. Well, all I can really say as of right now, Miguel, is that's actually great to hear that you actually had some Carl's Jr. So that's actually fantastic to hear, and I hope that you actually enjoyed like some of the food that they actually, provide over there. So all I can really say as of right now, Miguel, is I'm not quite sure if you actually have, any social media, but if you actually want to contact me behind the scenes, I'm actually on, these three platforms, or rather social media platform, that being Facebook, Discord, and finally Instagram. So just to give you a heads up on that, Miguel, I'm not quite sure if you have like any of those three, but you're more than welcome to actually contact me behind the scenes if you actually want me to. I'm not quite sure if you actually know how to join streamer panels, but I don't even know. I'm not even quite sure what you actually do, Miguel. So that's one thing I want to say in regards to you. But you're more than welcome to actually say your piece in the live chat if you actually choose to. So yeah, you could say in a bit, I will actually make you, into a moderator, so that way, I'll be able to make you a mod. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. But since you're actually one of Funny Guy's supporters, then I will give you permission to actually make you, a mod. So you heard it right here, Miguel. I will make you into a moderator because you're actually one of Funny Guy's supporters. Which, by the way, all I can really say as of right now, Miguel, is Funny Guy is actually a good friend of mine. So that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Yep. So all I can really say right now is he's actually a, good person to get to know. And that's one thing I got to give, props to Funny Guy, of course. Yep. So anyways, I think it's about the time. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can actually make that happen for you, Miguel. So, yep, that's one thing that I want to be saying, of course, and yeah. Okay, so give me 1 second, and I think there's some things that I have to go check up on. So give me 1 second, really quick, and I'll be able to actually make that happen in a way. Okay, so I think that there are some things that I might have to go check up on. So just give me 1 second, really quick, and I'll be able to actually, make that happen in a way. Okay, so I think more or less, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break really quick. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere, but you could say I'm just gonna take like a quick break really quick. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. So you could say in about like a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break really quick, and then I guess I'll be back in about like you could say it about like a minute to 5 minutes. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Yep. Okay, so wait, give me 1 second. I think I'm receiving a message on Discord, which by the way, this is one thing I want to say right now. I'm actually doing a live stream, which by the way, if some people actually want to, be in the live chat, they're more than welcome to do so. Yep. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get prepared for my break really quick. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm gonna be doing really quick. So yep. So, anyways, I have some things that I have to go take care of. So I should be back within about like a minute or 5 minutes, or rather a minute to 5 minutes, whatever you want to call it. So, anyways, I have to go take care of some things. So yeah. So, anyways, all I can say right now is I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I do apologize for that 5 minute delay, but thankfully I am back already. So all I can really say right now is I hope I actually didn't miss, too much when I was, while I was gone. So all I can really say as of right now is thankfully that I'm already back. So and I will get to, some comments in the live chat, but thankfully I had to, take care of these certain things really quick. Okay, then. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get to the live chat in just a second, really quick. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Yep. Okay, so give me 1 second, and I will get to the live chat in just a second, really quick. So just to make sure. Okay, so now I actually see the live chat. So let me go ahead and see who is in the live chat right here, right now. We've got HF99. How's it going? Anyways, all I can really say as of right now is it's actually good to see you right now, HF99. So, hopefully that you just been like doing your own thing. And, I'm not quite sure if you're actually going to be making some more content. I mean, I know for a fact that you actually do like to make memes in a way, which by the way, that's actually fine if you actually do like making memes. So that's one thing that I can actually give props to you because, and I believe the one thing that we actually agree on is there's nothing wrong with memes. It's like they're just harmless, That's just the way that I actually see it. Like I'm being for real on that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get to some more comments in the live chat really quick. So yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Livy is saying right now. Hi, HF99. This is what HF99 is saying right now. Hi, Livy. Okay, so thankfully I was able to actually check out this comments really quick. So there's actually going to be some things that I will be addressing really quick, and I will get to some more comments in just a second, really quick. So all I can really say right now is hopefully that some of the people are actually, enjoying this, live stream as we speak. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. Give me 1 second just to make sure really quick. Okay, so let me just refresh something really quick. Okay, so far I'm not really seeing anything from my end. Okay. So, anyways, let me go ahead and see what HF99 is saying right now. Memes are amazing. I can actually agree where you're coming from, HF99. Like, this is the one thing I could definitely agree with you on that, memes are amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And it's like, they're just made for entertainment purposes. But apparently, certain people these days they can't even handle a joke, which is actually quite sad. But one thing I want to say right now is, I mean, look at some of my friends. They like to make memes, each other, and it doesn't offend them. Why? Because they're made for entertainment purposes. But of course, certain people these days they don't even want to take a joke, and that's quite unfortunate that they don't. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. But these days, people need to know when to take actual jokes. Like I'm being for real on that. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what HF99 is saying right now. Orlando, Florida is in Orange County in case y'all don't know. Oh, okay then. Well, all I can really say as of right now, HF99, is I do appreciate that you actually gave me an update on that. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say to you. But thanks for actually giving me a heads up on that. But one thing I want to say in regards to you, HF99. So one thing I want to say about you is, I could just tell that you actually do miss, the entire state of Florida, more specifically the city, which is Orlando in a way. So I can honestly agree where you're actually coming from if you actually, want to, go back there. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say to you, HF99. But anyways, one thing that I do want to be addressing. Okay, so this is one thing that I do want to be addressing. Okay, so the people that are actually watching this, you could say that, I actually, provided a YouTube link, and that being one, Juggalo Gamer85. Okay, yes, I actually got his name correctly. And there is another thing that I do want to be addressing. So for those who don't know, I just provided, the YouTube link in the live chat. So thankfully I pinned it so that way you could actually check out his channel if you actually want to. And you could say just recently I believe I made Miguel into, a moderator. So basically I made him a mod. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. So thankfully, all I can really say in regards to you, Miguel, like if you're actually watching this, I believe I made you a mod. So basically, you're a moderator as of right now. So yep, that's one thing I want to say because you're actually one of Funny Guy's supporters. So that's one thing that I have to give credit where credit is due. Yep. But anyways, if some people have any more stuff to say, you're more than welcome to do so. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. Wait, give me 1 second. There's something that I have to check up on. Alrighty then. So just give me 1 second really quick. Alrighty then. Okay, so one thing I want to say right now is I think I know what I'm seeing in the live chat, but I'm not gonna say what it is. So if this, particular person is gonna have fun in the live chat, I'm not gonna be saying what it is. So at this point, I'm just gonna just, let it be. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say right now. I mean, one thing I want to say right now is if there's certain accounts that are just trying to have fun in the live chat, just let it be. Just literally let it be at this point. I'm not gonna say what it is, but all I can really say right now is I'm not gonna say too much into that. But at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments from some of you people, which I do appreciate. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. Yep. Okay, so one thing. Wait, let me give me 1 second, really quick. Let me go ahead and actually make sure this is actually correct really quick. Oh, alrighty then. So let me just go ahead and see this for myself really quick. Okay. So far, I'm not seeing anything as of right now, which is quite unfortunate. Yep. I mean, all I can really say as of right now is just let this person be. That's all I'm gonna say in regards to that. So hopefully that some of you people could actually understand where I'm actually coming from. But give me 1 second really quick. I think someone's trying to ask me a question in the live chat. Okay, so one thing I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is I would let you in the stream, but keep it in mind you got to have social media, of course, because I'm actually trying to be cautious when I actually let people into my streamer panel. So all I can really say right now in regards to you, Miguel, is I would let you in, but you got to have social media, whether it's Facebook, Discord, and especially Instagram. So I'm not quite sure if you actually have that as of right now, Miguel, but if you actually have either one of these three, then you're more than welcome to actually let me know. But Miguel, if you can let me know what do you have, Facebook, Discord, and Instagram, I will be providing it to you in the live chat, but just let me know. So I'll give it to you, and just make sure that you add me as a friend. So that's one thing that I do want to say in regards to you, Miguel. So just let me know. That's one thing I want to say. And by the way, Livy, to actually, you know, answer your comment, I believe that you don't see any trolls. And let me see what you're saying right now. Okay, so now you see the troll now. But at the same time, Livy, just let it be. One thing I want to say right now is just let it be. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to you. So as of right now, Livy, it's like don't even engage, just let it be. At this point, just literally let it be. Or it's like what Funny Guy would usually say, just laugh and ignore. So yeah, that's what Funny Guy would usually do, just laugh and ignore. Yep. So that's one thing that I do want to be saying right now. So yeah. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and check out the current time really quick. So give me 1 second really quick, and I'll be able to actually check out the time really quick. Okay. So give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so I actually see the time. So, okay, so this is what the time is right now. So we've just reached the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this live stream for 1 more hour. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream around the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. So keep this in mind, people. You have plenty of time to actually express yourself in the live chat before I actually end this live stream in about like 1 hour, and I will be ending this around the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. So yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and see if I can actually provide something to, provide this in the live chat really quick. Give me 1 second really quick, and I'll be able to make that happen. Okay, so give me 1 second really quick, and I'll be able to actually make this happen. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and actually, provide this really quick. Alrighty then. So just give me one particular second. Okay, so there we go. So I believe, Miguel, you were asking me to make sure what do I, what we both have. Okay, so this is what you said. So you could say that you actually have like, Facebook in a way. So you could actually add me as a friend and I'll be able to, accept your friend request. So all I can really say right now in regards to you, Miguel, is make sure that you actually, have the link and actually go to that link, add me as a friend, and I'll be able to add you from there. So I just want to make sure if, you actually got the link really quick. But anyways, I'm really hoping that you're still in the live chat. But anyways, by all means, just go ahead and take your time, and I'll be able to actually find it from there. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to you, Miguel. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if you actually were to get that, of course. So by all means, just go ahead and just take your time in a way. And wow, I actually can't believe that this sort of person in the live chat, which by the way, I will not be saying the name. You could say that this person is just trying to have fun in the live chat. So all I can really say as of right now is just like I said just now, just let it be. Or it's like what Funny Guy would usually say, just laugh and ignore. Yep. So that's one thing that I do want to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I actually got anything as of right now. So yep. Well, anyways, Miguel, I really hope that you actually got the link. So I'm actually trying to wait and see if I can actually get your friend request. So okay then. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if you actually received it because I want to make sure if you actually got it or so. So yep, that's one thing that I want to say, but I'm really hoping that you actually got the link, of course. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure if you actually received it. So yeah, I want to make sure if you actually got it. Okay. So far, I'm not seeing anything, but I want to make sure if you're in the live chat right now, Miguel. So okay, so let me go ahead and see if I'm actually going to be looking at some other things really quick. Okay, so far I'm not really receiving anything as of right now. Okay, then, but all I can really say right now is go ahead and just, take your time, Miguel. But if you're unable to receive it, we're gonna have to possibly do this another time really quick. Or you can, or if even if you have like, Funny Guy in your Facebook friend list, why don't you even ask him really quick? So just to give you a heads up on that, Miguel, I could at least try to find you from there, but if not, then you could say you could possibly ask Funny Guy. How about that? Because I know for a fact that Funny Guy has some, connections within the Week Club. I mean, after all, the Week Club is his own community, of course. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. Okay, so let me go ahead and okay, so that should be able to do the trick really quick. So let me go ahead and see if that actually did it really quick. And okay, so let me see if I can actually make this happen really quick. Okay, so this should be able to do it, but let me see if this actually went through, of course. Okay, so I think the process is almost complete really quick on Facebook. Okay, so it does take time, when when you actually try to send a friend request. That takes a little time for whatever reason, but I don't even know. But I'm pretty certain that, Miguel will be able to receive it. And, if he does happen to send me a friend request, I will be able to accept it. And, yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying. Okay, so let me double check on my Facebook really quick just to make sure. And there we go. I actually do see Miguel right now. So there we go. So I just accepted his friend request. So now he can communicate me as much as he wants on Facebook. So there we go. So all I can really say right now is thankfully I got him on Facebook now. So now he's more than welcome to actually contact me behind the scenes whenever he actually wants to. So yep, that's one thing that I want to be saying. So all I can really say as of right now, I'm not quite sure if Miguel is watching this, is thankfully, I just accepted his friend request, of course. Yep. So that's one thing that I do want to be saying. So I got to give props to you, Miguel, and that's one thing that I do want to say. Okay, so let me see if I can actually check out some other things really quick. Give me one second just to make sure. Alrighty then, I just want to make sure if there is no problem on my end really quick. Alrighty then. Okay, so I believe I'm receiving a DM from him. I add you already. Oh, all right then. Well, that's actually pretty cool that you actually did. Yep. So yeah, that's what- but anyways, I think I'm actually receiving a DM as of right now. So let me go ahead and actually let some other people know that I'm actually live right now. Give me one second, really quick. All right then. All right then. So let me go ahead and go to my YouTube link right now. Let me get the YouTube link ready. Is what I meant to say. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually try to resolve this really quick. All right, there we go, and I'll be able to send it in the DMs, no problem. So yeah, okay, this should be able to do the trick right now. Alrighty then. So there we go. I managed to actually did that. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments in the live chat if people actually want to express themselves. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Give me one second really quick. So let me see if I can actually check some new things really quick. Okay. So let me go ahead and see if there's gonna be something interesting in the live chat, of course. I think some people are actually trying to, DM me, of course, but thankfully I'm already letting them know that I'm actually live as of right now. Yep. Okay, so I'm actually seeing some new comments in the live chat. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the live chat in just a second, really quick. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and see, who is in the live chat right here, right now. We've got Briggs Vids. How's it going? This is what you said right now. I was here earlier, but I didn't chat. Okay, then. So I had to go and check on some, things with my private DMs really quick. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying, of course. So, and I will get to some of these new comments in the live chat in just a second, really quick. So yeah, I mean, I do see you in the live chat. So give me one second, and I will be able to see what you're actually saying right now in the live chat. Okay, so let me go ahead and see who's gonna be in the live chat really quick. Alrighty then, and I will be able to check this out for myself. Alrighty then, so let me go ahead and see who is. What a surprise! It's been a while since this person was here. Let me see who's here right now. We've got Jackal Gold Kick. How's it going? Anyways, all I can really say right here, right now, is it's great to see you, Jackal Gold Kick. All I can really say right now is it has been quite a while since you were in my live chat, and as you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm actually surprised. Matter of fact, I'm actually happy that you're in my live chat. Like, all I can really say as of right now is this is actually quite a surprise that you're actually in my live chat as we speak. I mean, to the people in the live chat, we got to give major props to Jackal Goldkick for actually appearing in my live chat. So all I can really say right now is it's just been a while since he was actually here. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so let me see what Jackal Gold Kick is saying right now. Yeah, it has been a while. Yep. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually, save these comments, of course. So that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But all I can really say right now is, this is just amazing that, Jackal has, returned. Oh, by the way, this is one thing I want to say right now. I guess since we're, Jackal is here, I might as well address this topic really quick. And if you have, if he, and I'm not quite sure if Jackal wants to join, but if he's actually busy, then that's perfectly fine. But I don't even know. So yeah. But all I can really say right now is I will get to your comments in just a second, really quick, Jackal, but I want to just do it one at a time, really quick. So give me 1 second and I'll get to some comments really quick in the live chat. Okay, so let me go and see what Spirit 21 is saying right now. Yeah, it's cool that Jackal is here 100%. Okay, this is what Jackal is saying right now. I regret how things went with us in the past. You seem like a cool dude. Okay then, Jackal. Well, that's actually great to hear that, you can actually admit to your own mistakes. And that's one thing I got to give props to you, Jackal. And one thing that I'd want to say to you, Jackal, is one thing I could definitely respect, about you is, I get in the past, you used to make like Mr. Beef episodes and whatnot, but I'm not going to address all that too much. But in a way, Jackal, I think you could say that you're trying to be more or less just say a peacemaker in a way, which by the way, I've got no problem with that. If you actually, want to have a chance to be, some type of peacemaker in a way. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say really quick. By the way, let me see what Jack Goldkick is saying right now. Maybe we could build a good bond like how I have with others. Yep, I could definitely agree where you're actually coming from, Jackal. But yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying to you. But anyway, let's see if we can try to keep this conversation going because you could say that one of the leaders is actually here. Matter of fact, both leaders from Gold Spirit community is actually here. So all I can really say as of right now is this is just quite a surprise that whoever thought that, you know, out of his own time, Jackal is actually here in the live chat. And by the way, Jackal, since you're actually here in the live chat, you're always welcome in my live chat since I don't have any issue with you and whatsoever. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Brick is going to be saying, and then I'll get to what Jack was going to be saying. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Brick is going to be saying right now. Hey, what's up, Spear Dude and Jackal Gold Kick? Okay, this is what Brick also said. Congrats on 4K subscribers, Spirit 21. Yep. But anyways, all I can really say right now is I'm just reading these awesome comments because I just never expected that, Jackal would go out of his free time to actually be in my live chat. And by the way, Jackal, all I can really say right now is let's see if we could try to talk with each other more since, you could say that we've actually buried the hatchet and, I'm down to just have a civil conversation with you because, yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying to you. But anyways, going forward, let me go and see what Jackal Gold Kick is saying as of right now. Yeah. Wait, isn't he? Wait, give me 1 second. That's not right. For sure. Okay, so this is what Jack Gold Kick actually said. Yeah, for sure. This is what he also said. Me and you should do a collab videos more often. One with Spear Dude 21 as well. Okay, so all I can really say in regards to you, Jackal, is I just saved some of your comments in the live chat because you're just awesome. And by the way, Jackal, I'm not quite sure if you're still in the live chat, but I think you did some live streams just recently, and you know, you could do live streams like how I would do it. Just do it under StreamYard if you actually want to, Jackal, because it's actually fun to be doing this on StreamYard. And not only that, but you can also invite some some people into the streamer panel if you actually want to. But that's just my whole suggestion, really quick. So yeah. But anyways, let me go ahead and see who's in the live chat right now. Hey, Rage Master, what's up, man? Okay, so let me go ahead and actually say this comment really quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if I actually am missing some comments really quick. So let me go ahead and see if I'm actually, doing that really quick. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and actually check this out really quick. Alrighty then, just to make sure about that. Yep. So all I can really say right now is I will be getting to some more comments in just a second in the live chat really quick. And not to worry, Jackal, I will get to some of your comments in live chat even more, which I will be doing. But since you're actually in the live chat, Jackal, I'm not quite sure some people, especially from your YouTube channel, will be here, but that's up to them, of course. So, anyways, let me go ahead and see if I can get to Rage Master's comment really quick. Okay, so let me go and see what Rage Master is saying right now. What's up at Jackal Goldkick? Is good to see you're back, man. Let me see what Jackal Goldkick is saying right now. Thanks, Rage Master. It is good to be back. Okay then. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is the people in the live chat are just, very excited to see Jackal Gold Kick in the live chat. Like this is just amazing. So in a way, Jackal, I just have to give props to you is, you could say that a lot of the people in the live chat, they're just happy to see you, especially since you actually came back to YouTube. And all I can really say as of right now is this is just phenomenal that you're actually in the live chat just you're just being yourself, expressing yourself. And yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what Jackal Gold Kick is saying right now. Yeah, it could be fun. I just wish comments could be added on screen all the time. I mean, all I can really say as of right now, Jackal, is I don't think you need to worry too much about that. This is one thing that the way I see it when it comes to StreamYard in a way. So the way I see it is you don't have to share almost every comment. You could just, read the comments and say them out loud if you actually choose to, like how I'm actually doing it. As long as you invite people into your own streamer panel, and the way that I actually see it, if you actually read the comments, then that would be something. Or better yet, there's an option on StreamYard where you can actually save the comments. Yeah, there's like a little star right here in the live chat is where you save your comments. But Jackal, there is a slight downside. You can only save 100 comments though. That's a major downside though, or not really a major, but a slight downside in a way. But anyways, let me see what HF99 is saying right now. Yo, Jackal. Okay, so let me see what Jackal is saying right now. Okay, so this is what he's saying right now. Yo, HF. Okay, so all I can really say right now is this is just, like extremely exciting. So at the same time, Jackal, if you actually want to keep this conversation going, we could definitely do that because, all I can really say as of right now is I actually don't have, any type of issues, you being in my live chat and whatnot. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. But let me go ahead and see if I can get to some more comments in the live chat really quick. So I'm definitely going to be focusing on Jackal Gold Kick's comments in the live chat really quick. Okay, so this is what Jackal Gold Kick is saying right now. I shouldn't have went by what Lady Emily said about you since it's one person's side and lots of it had no proof. Plus, you never did anything to me before. Oh, okay then. Well, one thing I want to say in regards to that, Jackal, is I'm not going to be saying anything negative about that, but let's just say that was in the past, and let's just not worry too much about that because if I'm going to be real with you on this, Jackal, I never once had an actual issue with you, like ever before. I mean, we may have some disagreements on things. I mean, let's be honest, certain people are going to disagree on certain things, but at the same time, I never once had an actual issue with you. So, yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to you. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what you're saying right now, Jackal Gold Kick. I would like for us to do a collab video and also Spirit 21 on it too. Okay, then. Well, all I can really say as of right now, Jackal, is that would be, you could say an excellent idea, but keep this in mind, Jackal. I don't know how to do like actual videos, unfortunately. I could do live streams, sure, but when it comes to like actual videos, I don't know how to do that. It's quite unfortunate, but at the same time, I don't know how to do that. So maybe sometime in the future I'd be down for that. But at the same time, I don't know how to make actual videos, unfortunately. It's quite unfortunate, but hopefully I'll have the chance to actually get there. Maybe one day. But if you can actually teach me and along with other people like Spirit 21, then that's up to you, of course. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Yep. Okay, so let me see what Jackal Goldkick is saying right now. StreamYard has a recording option on there. I'll see if I can show you it. Okay, then. Well, one thing I want to say as of right now, Jackal, is it would be amazing if you can actually teach me how to do that, but it just depends. You know, it would just be amazing if you can actually, show me the settings when it comes to streaming, when it comes to recording. But Jackal, I think there are certain limits when it comes to like recording and stuff like that, like certain hours and whatnot. But that's just my whole opinion when in regards to that, Jackal. But hopefully one day you can actually teach me how to do that. But at the same time, I'm not quite sure if you want to join the streamer panel. Originally, I was gonna keep this into a solo stream in a way, but if you actually want to show me right after, the live stream or whenever you get free time, I'd be down for that. So just to give you a heads up on that, Jackal. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to be saying, of course. Okay, so let me see what Livy fan is saying right now. I'm back. Okay, then. Well, one thing I want to say in regards to you, Livy, is it's actually good to see that you're actually back. And by the way, Livy, one thing that I want to say as of right now is if you actually want to subscribe to, Jackal, you're more than welcome to actually do so. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Wait, give me 1 second. Is someone trying to call me? Okay. I don't like when some people actually, call me when I'm doing an actual live stream. Give me 1 second really quick. I do apologize for the people, but I just can't believe certain people are actually, you know, are DMing me right now. Okay, then. Okay, then. Let me just go ahead and actually take care of this. Okay, then. I just had to take care of that really quick. Okay. There we go. I just wanted to make sure because of that. It's like, please, people. It's like, if some people actually want to DM me, it's like that's one thing. But at the same time, it's like I'm doing an actual live stream. Plus, Jackal's here. Like, I actually want to focus more on the live stream, if anything. Yep. But anyways, going forward, all I can really say right now is I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some, some other things that I do want to be addressing really quick. So, and that's one thing that I'll get to. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to some of these more comments in the live chat, but at the same time, let's definitely see if we can try to keep this, interesting. Just, see if we could try to do that. Okay, wait, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Brick is saying right now. I'm considering riding my bicycle every day except for Saturday and Sunday. Okay, then Brick, that is one thing we could definitely agree on. Yep. Okay, so let me go ahead and see if I can actually, check out some things really quick. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and see if I can get to some of these more comments in the live chat because what can I say? You people overall are just awesome. So yep, that's one thing that I do want to be saying, and I will get to, some comments in the live chat, of course, in just a second. Okay, so I'm actually seeing some more comments really quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be something, new in the live chat. Okay, So let me go ahead and see what Brick is going to be saying. So let me see what he's saying right now. On weekends when I work, I walk a lot at my job. Okay, then. All I can really say right now is this is just pretty interesting that we're actually trying to keep the conversation going in a way. So all I can really say as of right now is originally I was going to talk about this topic, the one that I'm actually doing as of right now. But all I can really say right now is it's actually, good to see that Jackal has officially returned and stuff like that. But I would address more about that, but in a way, I'll just leave it to Spirit 21 because I know for a fact that he addressed it in his own channel in a way. So I don't think there's any like need for that in a way. Yep. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I'm gonna go ahead and actually see if I can actually check out some more comments really quick. So yeah. And by the way, Brick, I believe you're still in the live chat. Just to let you know, I believe Rage Master just asked you a question. So just to give you a heads up on that, if anything. Yep. So, anyways, I will get to these comments in just a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in just a bit, really quick. Well, not right now, but in a little while, of course. Yep. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. And if some people, especially like Jack Wolkick, want to talk to me behind the scenes, he's more than welcome to do so in a way. Yep. Okay, so I will get to these comments in just a second, really quick. So yeah. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and see if I can get to some of these comments in the live chat, of course. So alrighty then. So that's one thing that I do want to be saying. Alrighty then. So let me go ahead and see what Rage Master is saying as of right now. Good for you at Brickbits. You go, man. You got the dude. Anyway, how you been? This is what Brick is saying right now. I had a shitty day today because I got into an argument with my parents over my job because my hours didn't get completed. All I can really say as of right now is that it's quite unfortunate that you actually, experienced that, Brick. But hopefully that, good things will be able to come for you. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to you, Brick. So, all I can really say right now is hopefully that, good things will be able to happen to you, if anything. Yep. But going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and get to these comments in just a second, really quick, Brick. So give me 1 second, and I will be able to do that in just a second, really quick. Okay, so let me go in and see what you're saying as of right now, Brick. I had to stay 1 more minute because I clocked in early, which is ridiculous. This is what y'all said. I swear, some jobs are ridiculous. They accept you to spend more time there. Okay, then. So I just got done, saving these comments, of course, because you people are just awesome, and that's one thing that I want to say. Wait, give me 1 second, really quick. So, yep. Wait, hold on a second. Is this who I think it is? I think someone just DM me. Like someone else just DM me just now. Okay, so just give me 1 second, and I'll be able to let this person know in just a second, really quick. Okay, then. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually, get to some of these comments really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Brick is saying right now. I just hope this crap gets fixed and my manager helps out with getting some things printed out from my parents. Okay, then. All I can really say in regards to that, Brick, is you just do what you got to do from this point. So, yep, that's one thing that I want to say to you, Brick. So hopefully that you'll be able to actually manage what you have to do, when it comes to that specific job. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be, I think I'm gonna let this person know that I'm actually live right now, and I'll even let them know that Jack was in my live chat, of course. Okay. Okay, so Let me go ahead and let this person know really quick, so that way they'll be able to get a heads up on that. Alrighty then. But before that, let me check out the current time right now. Okay, so we've just reached the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this live stream another 30 more minutes. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream around the 2 hour and 30 minute mark. So, yep, that's one thing that I want to be saying right now. So, yeah. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and let this person know really quick. Okay, just give me 1 second so that way I can let this person know. Okay, that should be able to do the trick really quick. All right, there we go. Just wanted to make sure because of that. Okay. So let me go ahead and see if there's going to be some comments really quick. Just want to confirm about this. Okay. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually check something out really quick. And by the way, Brick, I did get your question that you want to join. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be ending this live stream, in a bit. So possibility next time, Brick. So just to give you a heads up on that. So possibility next time I'll let you into the StreamYard panel, but I'm gonna end this in just a bit. But you're more than welcome to actually, leave your comments in the live chat if you actually choose to. So just to give you a heads up on this, Brick, possibility next time, of course. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say to you, Brick. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from, but I'm gonna be ending this live stream in just a bit because, even if I were to invite you, it's like I am cool with you. I have no issue with you, but I just feel like this live stream is gonna be more fast than ever. But you can, try to talk with me behind the scenes right after this live stream. And I might let some people know that I'm, gonna be talking with them behind the scenes, but that's up to them, of course. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say, but hopefully that, there's gonna be some more comments in the live chat before I actually end this live stream because, I believe I've already said what I had to say. So let me check out some other things really quick on my DMs. Just want to check something out really quick. Okay, so far I'm not really seeing anything all that much. Oh, okay then. Oh, okay then. So yeah. So all I can really say as of right now is we can definitely do that if we can actually, talk behind the scenes in a way. So, I'll be able to do that. But anyway, let's try to keep this conversation going for a little longer before I actually end this. So, yep. So, anyways, hopefully that some people have some final things that they actually want to be saying before I actually end this because, I believe I've already said what I had to say, of course. Yep. Okay, so give me 1 second. I believe you're actually trying to tell me something in the live chat, Brick. So, okay, so let me go ahead and see what you're actually saying right now. I was going to send a link to Jackal Gold Kick. Oh, okay then. Well, that's actually pretty interesting that you actually want to have a chance to actually do that, Brick. But all I can really say as of right now, Brick, is that is totally up to you. So I'll be able to send it to you, but right after the live stream. So, you could say we could try to talk behind the scenes in a way, and we can actually, do that. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say to you, Brick. But at the same time, let's try to keep this conversation going until we actually reach, the mark in a way. So I just want to make sure there's going to be some, interesting comments, of course, and yeah. So let me go ahead and see if there's going to be something interesting in the live chat. Okay, so I'm actually seeing this person in the live chat, which I will get to in just a second, really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually take a look at my live chat. Okay, so let me see who is here, right now. We've got BKTV official. How's it going? Okay, this is what you said right now. I was in Jackal Gold Kicks live. I think you meant to say live stream, BK, but in a way, I can definitely understand where you're actually coming from, BK. So I think from here on out, I'm gonna go ahead and actually call you BK for sure because I'm actually used to that name. So yeah, from now on, I'll just call you BK. Yep. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. But going forward, BK, I just never thought that you were in Jackal Gold Kicks live stream. So that's one thing that I got to give props to you in a way. But if some of my people like in the live chat actually want to be in Jackal Gold Kicks live chat, then that's pretty cool that they actually want to have a chance to do that. Yep. But anyways, going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and see what Brick is gonna be saying. Okay, so this is what he's saying right now. Yeah, I'll send it to him when I'm in after you end your stream. Okay, then Brick, that's actually great to hear. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. But going forward, let me go ahead and actually save some of these comments really quick. So yeah, give me 1 second, and I'll be able to do that really quick. So alrighty then. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually save these comments really quick, and give me 1 second really quick. Let me go ahead and actually. There we go. I just had to do that really quick. It's like, please, people, I appreciate the DMs, but come on, people. It's like you could be in my live chat. It's like it's not that difficult. You can actually be in my live chat to actually express yourself. Okay, seriously, who keeps sending me DMs? It's like for real, people. Okay, from here on out, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Yeah, from now on, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what Jackal Gold Kick is saying right now. You got a good voice for YouTube. Oh, okay then. This is one thing I want to say to you, Jackal, is that's actually good that you actually said that. And I do appreciate the compliment that you said that you actually said that I have a good voice. I mean, I guess you could say this is how I actually sound like. I mean, it may not be perfect, but you could say this is how I sound like in a way. But at the same time, Jackal, I'm just surprised that you're still in my live chat. And I'm pretty sure that, some other people in the live chat are going to be excited to see you in a way. But, Jackal, you can do whatever you want, but, and it's great to see that you have a lot of subscribers and, a lot of people tune into your YouTube channel. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you're about to reach up to 2K subscribers, or rather 2,000 subscribers. So I never thought that you're going to be able to actually reach that goal. Okay, let me see what you're saying right now, Jackal Gold Cake. Yeah, it's cool to be here. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually say these comments really quick, Jackal, and that's actually, I'll be able to do that. And by the way, Jackal, I want to say this. I believe one time you actually said that you are actually going to be giving up on, beef and drama and stuff like that, which is one thing I can definitely respect you about. But at the same time, Jackal, one thing I want to say right now is I know you're trying to avoid all that, but what if I told you you could be a peacemaker? What if there's like, some type of beef or drama and you can do whatever you can to be a peacemaker? One thing I want to say to you, Jackal, is, that's one thing I have to give props to you. You're actually trying to be a peacemaker into your own community, which is the Gold Spear community. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say to you, Jackal, and that's one thing I got to give you props for. Okay, so let me see what you're saying right now, Jackal Gold Cake. Yeah, it will be good to reach 2K subscribers. Okay, this is what you also say. Yeah, thankfully I stuck with it. Okay, then. So all I can really say right now is I just appreciate all of these positive things that you're actually saying right now, Jackal. And one thing I want to say to you, Jackal, is you're actually a pretty cool, down to earth type of person. It's like, you know, when someone tries to piss you off in a way, you're actually just chill about it. Well, as long as they don't take it to the extreme. I mean, we need more people like you, Jackal, who are just pretty cool, down to earth. And the way I see it, you just have that type of personality. And that's one thing that I want to say to you, Jackal. I mean, overall, you're just a pretty chill person to be around. Like, I'm being for real on this. But anyways, let me see what you're saying right now, Jackal. Yeah, that would be cool. Yep. Okay, so I will get to some of these comments even more, but I'm just enjoying these types of conversations that we're actually having right now, Jackal. So, we need more people like you who are just cool, down to earth, who are actually willing to have, good old fashioned civil conversations. This is the way I see it. We need more people like that in our community. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that even you can actually agree with me on that, Jackal. But you could say that we are our own, people, person, people, whatever you want to call it. But you get the picture. But you could say that we are our own person. It's up to the people for them to decide in a way. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what you're saying right now. Jackal, you be a good person to me. All them patron donations were awesome. Shows you're a good person to take it there. I mean, what can I say, Jackal? I do whatever I can to actually help people out whenever I actually can. But all I can really say right now, Jackal, is, I believe you actually made some videos like this, that you recommend, people to actually, for them to use Cash App rather than Patreon, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe you told me once before that Patreon takes like a little bit of, the money's cut, and that's quite unfortunate. So you could say that Cash App is like slightly more better. And you even told me a little bit about PayPal, but if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about PayPal. I'm being honest. So yeah. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what you're saying right now, Jackal. Thanks. Means a lot. Yep. All I can really say as of right now, Jackal, is that's actually, pretty awesome to say the least. So all I can really say right now is this is just pretty interesting that we're just trying to have these good old civil conversations, which I do appreciate. But all I can really say right now is I will get to some of these comments in just a second, really quick. So I believe I'm seeing BKTV officials comment. I will get to that comment first, then I'll get to your comment in just a second, Jackal. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Yep. Okay. So let me go in and see if I can actually see BK's comment really quick. Wait, for some strange reason I can't see it right now. Okay, I swear to God, StreamYard on my end can be a bit funny sometimes. Don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what BKTV official is saying right now. Not too many people are like that. That's quite unfortunate, BK, but at the same time, you could say that I don't understand why people are not like that, but that's just the way how, society is sometimes. You could say that certain people are not going to be cool, down to earth, and then there are some people that will be aggressive, jerks, and overall straight up douchebags. But at the same time, I don't like being people like that. But at the same time, when it comes to Jackal, I can make an exception for him because he's cool, down to earth, and Oh, and the best part is, I don't think I've ever seen him get angry before. Maybe that one time, but in his Mr. B videos. But overall, he's not doing that anymore. So that's one thing I want to say. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and see what Jackal Goldkick is saying right now. Didn't you talk about at one point coming to Michigan? It'd be cool to meet like me, you, and Spirit 21. All I can really say as of right now, Jackal, that would just be amazing if I can have it, have the actual chance to actually come see you, in person in a way. So all I can really say right now is it is a possibility, but we'll just have to see about that. Yep. So all I can really say right now is I'll definitely see if I can try to make that into a reality in a way. I'm not quite sure how, but you could say that I would have to, obviously save up money in order to travel. And it doesn't matter. It could be like either through a plane or like a bus. But there are like possibilities to actually get to Michigan. But one thing I want to say in regards to you, Jackal, is if I'm gonna be honest, I literally never been to Michigan before. I don't know too much about it, but it would be cool if I could actually go there and actually see it for myself. But the question is, I don't know too much about it. Well, that's what I meant to say. Like, what is Michigan? I don't know too much about it, but I would have to actually just, experience it for myself in a way. But first thing first, I obviously have to save up, money. I mean, that's for sure. Not only that, but I also have to, make sure that I have a traveling plan. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. But going forward, I'm gonna go ahead and see there's gonna be some comments really quick because I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in just a second, really quick. Well, not right now, but I have to check out the current time right now. Okay, so give me 1 second, and I will be able to check out the time. Give me 1 second just to make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in like 15 minutes. So keep this in mind, people. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in about like 15 more minutes. So yeah. So remember, you gotta keep that in mind. 15 more minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some final comments, and then most likely I'll be able to talk to some people behind the scenes if they actually want to have a chance to have a conversation with me. And most likely Jack Golkick will be one of them. So I'd be happy to invite him into the streamer panel. So, but privately though. I would invite him right now, but I'm gonna be ending this live stream in just a bit. I would have had the chance to invite him earlier, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually end this in just a bit. So, yep. And hopefully, there's a possibility that next time, me and Jack Ogulga can actually be in a streamer panel together. So I'm not quite sure if he'll do his or he can always come through my streamer panels if he actually chooses to. But we'll have to see what goes from here on out, of course. So, anyways, people, any comments? Because I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in just a bit. I actually had fun. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. Thankfully, I let certain people know that Jack was in the live chat, but I'm not quite sure if they actually want to be in the live chat, of course. But I was actually really surprised that I just never thought that I actually had like so many people in the live chat. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say, if anything. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for some people to actually comment, of course, and then I'm gonna go ahead and actually send the streamer link, no problem. So I'm gonna see if some other people want to have a chance to join. So I'm just gonna go ahead and look at my live chat just to make sure if some people want to have a chance to join, of course. So just taking a look at my live chat just to make sure really quick. And alrighty then, just wanted to make sure because of that. Yep. Alrighty then. So I think most likely I will get to some of these comments, and then after this, I'm finally gonna go ahead and actually end this. Yep. So, anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I'm gonna go ahead and actually, wait and see if there's gonna be some comments really quick, and I'll just end this from here. So, all I can really say right now is I just never thought that, the man himself, Jackal Gold Kick, one of the leaders in the Gold Spirit community, alongside with Spirit 21, would be here in the live chat. It's just, amazing that this, would be a thing. Yeah, like I'm being for real on this. So, anyways, I think I'm seeing a comment from BKTV official, which I will get to in just a second, really quick. Yep. So let me go ahead and see what BKTV official is saying right now. Drama could also drain your energy. In a way, BK. Wait, did I say that correctly? Oh yeah, I believe I said BK. All I can really say right now is this to you. So one thing I want to say in regards to your comment is that drama can, drain, your own energy. Well, in a way, I can actually agree where you're actually coming from, but to a certain extent. But one thing I want to say right now is to some people, it could be entertaining, but only to a certain extent. But the one thing that I want to say right now is I believe Jackal made a video like this in regards to, drama in general, and he's just done with it. So all I can really say right now in regards to you, BK, is he is done with the drama, of course. So that's his own personal decision. So I can't really say anything about that. So, but if Jackal wants to not do that anymore, then that's perfectly fine, of course. But at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and see if you wait. Give me 1 second. Am I seeing another comment from you in the live chat? Okay, so give me 1 second just to make sure. Okay, so far I'm not really seeing anything. Okay, so all I can really say right now is I can definitely agree where you're coming from, BK. Thankfully, I got that right, and not BK. If I'm gonna be honest, it's like that's a little strange name. It's like BK. It's like BK, but it's like sounds like a bit different. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I don't even know. But thankfully, I'm hoping that I get your name right. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and check out the current time right now. So give me 1 second really quick, and I'll be happy to do that really quick. Alrighty then. So all right, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so I do see the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in about like 10 more minutes. So keep it to my people. I'm gonna go ahead and actually end this live stream in about like 10 minutes because I don't think there's anything more for me to say because I believe I've already said what I had to when it comes to this live stream, of course. So yeah. So anyways, I think more or less I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some comments really quick before I actually end this because I believe I've already live streamed more than enough in a way. So yep. So all I can really say as of right now is so far this live stream has been like going pretty well so far, and I'm really hoping that I can make more live streams like this, of course. So yeah. I mean, originally I was gonna talk about this topic, of course, but all I can really say right now is I never thought that this, live stream that I was doing would have like more variety in a way, and especially since some more and more people were in the live chat. So this is one thing that I do want to say right now. But anyways, let me go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments in the live chat, and I will be checking them out before I actually end this live stream, of course, because I've already said what I had to say in regards to this the majority of this live stream. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be some any final comments, of course. So I'm just waiting to see if that'll actually happen. So yeah, that's one thing that I do want to say. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be like any comments really quick, and I will get to that in just a second, really quick. Okay, so let me go ahead and see if there's I believe I'm seeing a comment from Rage Master, which I will get to in just a second, really quick. Okay, so I believe I do see your comment right now, Rage Master, and I will get to it. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what Rage Master is saying right now. And drama can also ruin your mental health. That part I have to agree with you on, Rage Master. It's like, in a way, like if a person is fully invested into drama, then it can definitely mess up, or rather ruin their mental health. I was gonna say mess up, but in a way, I'll just use your words, ruin. I mean, all I can really say right now is I can definitely agree where you're actually coming from, Rage Master. But yep, and I'm pretty sure that some people in the live chat would actually agree with Rage Master, but I'm not quite sure they're in the live chat, of course. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. Yep. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments from some of you people in the live chat because overall, you people are just awesome to be around. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be like literally any comments, of course. So any comments, people? Because I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in just a bit, really quick, because I don't think there's not really more for me to say, if I'm gonna be honest. But thankfully, all I can really say right now is I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's gonna be some, comments really quick, and hopefully I'll have something, I'll have some interesting live streams in the future. And one thing I want to say right now is if some interesting people want to happen to join my streamer panel, they're more than welcome to do so. I mean, take Jackal Goki, for example. I would have had the chance to invite him into the streamer panel, but not today, of course. But possibility some other time, of course. And I'll invite him to the streamer panel, and we'll just go from there. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say right now. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be like any comments really quick because it's finally about that time, people. I'm finally gonna go ahead and end the side stream in just a bit, really quick. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's literally going to be like anything in the live chat really quick. So, yeah. Okay, then. So, just give me 1 second and I'll be able to actually see if there's going to be, yep, something interesting really quick. Okay, so give me 1 second and I'll be able to actually read some comments really quick. Alrighty then, just to make sure about this. Okay, so I think some people are actually, gonna be leaving now because I'm about to end this live stream. So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to some of these final comments you could say already. Then, so let me go ahead and see what some people are saying right now in the live chat. Okay, so let me see what Brick is saying right now. Bye, guys. Okay, then. So in about like 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in just a bit. So keep it to my people. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream in about like 5 minutes because there's not really more for me to say. So that's one thing that I want to be saying, of course. So keep this in mind. 5 minutes. So any final comments you put, I'm gonna go ahead and actually end this live stream. So just want to make sure if there's gonna be like anything before I actually end this. So yeah, but it's finally about that time, people. So all I can really say right now is in regards to this live stream, I actually had a great time, and you could. And one thing I want to say right now is shout out to Jacko Goldkid for actually being in my live chat. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to be saying. So all I can really say right now is I'm gonna go ahead and actually see if there's gonna be something interesting in the live chat before I actually end this. Alrighty then. And one thing I want to say right now is some people actually miss the have a chance to be in the live chat or in the live stream, whatever, or rather in the streamer panel. There's always next time. So some people actually missed the live stream, and some people, I think I'm actually seeing some new people in the live chat, but if some people actually have a chance to miss my streamer panel, there's always next time, of course. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say right now. So all I can really say right now is to some of the new people in the live chat, I believe there's always next time, of course. So all I can really say right now is I should be able to have some more interesting live stream in the future. Well, of course I'm gonna have some more live stream in the future, but at the same time, I want to see if I can do whatever I can to make them interesting, of course. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to say, but I do want to make sure if there's literally going to be anything in live chat before I actually end this, of course. Yep. But anyways, it's finally about that time, people. So hopefully that some of you people actually enjoyed this live stream, and I do plan on having more live streams like this in the future, in a way. And at the same time, I actually want to have more Topic Friday, which I'll do whatever I can to actually make that happen in a way. So, yep, that's one thing I want to say because you know, you could say, but to a certain extent, yes, the word Topic Friday. So, okay, so this is one thing I want to say when it comes to Topic Friday. So, Topic Friday can be important, to some things in a way, but at the same time, it's best not to stick with the same thing like all the time. So, I'll do whatever I can to have some Topic Friday when it comes to, my main channel. Well, this channel, of course. Yep, this channel, which is my main channel. Yep. So, anyways, all I can really say right now is it's finally about that time, people. I'm finally gonna go ahead and actually, end this in just a bit, really quick. And if some people actually want to talk to me behind the scenes, I'm definitely down for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if some people are willing to be up for it, of course. So that's one thing I do want to say. So give me 1 second, so that way I can actually see, and I'll be able to send the streamer link and to some people in the live chat, and most likely behind the scenes if they actually want to have a chance to join. So not to worry, to some of the people that are actually watching this, I'd be down to actually talk with some of you behind the scenes. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say right now. Okay, so I think it's about time that I finally get to this one final comment before I actually, end the live stream. So yeah, that's one thing I want to say right now. Alrighty then. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually, get to this one final comment. Alrighty then. So okay, so let me see what BKTV official is saying right now. Peace. Okay then. Well, one thing I want to say when it comes to you, PKTV official, it was actually great to see that you were in my live chat. But all I can really say right now is you are always welcome to come into my, you know, live stream whenever you can. But I think usually you like to be in the live chat rather than in my streamer panels, of course. But that's just me. So, anyways, I think it's about time that I end my live stream because I don't think I'm actually seeing any final comments. So yeah. So all I can really say right now is this has been a fantastic, fun live stream. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream because I've already said what I had to say. But anyway, thank you for watching this dope live stream that I was currently doing now. So give this live stream a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next upcoming live stream. Bye, everyone.